You have selected shuffle.
We're live.
Welcome to the Shuffle Pod. I'm Woody.
Hey, I'm George.
I'm DJ.
And I'm Jeff.
So, anything new? It's been a little while, guys.
Been a couple weeks.
Anything new?
It's warmer.
I'm doing the same thing that I was doing a couple weeks ago.
Are you
DJ
quarantining
looks
again?
radiant. You got a nice, yeah, exactly. Did you grown a nice beard?
I
It
always
looks
have a
good.
beard.
Yeah, but that looks good.
does.
Did you trim it up?
Yeah, I trimmed it up a little bit.
Ooh, it's nice.
I like feeling it.
He's got the kind of beard that makes me jealous because mine is just really light and you can't really tell it's there. And he's got the line. Right.
It's the French in him.
Yeah.
See, I've got the gray streaks.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, mine are coming in, but the red hides it a lot better. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got
Soulless ginger. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I got a little something I want to get out there, and I probably should have brought this up off the air,
Just remember, this is a family show.
but I didn't want to because I want to corner this motherfucker.
Oh, I'm liking this.
Hang on, let me roll up my sleeves if we're going to get
Yeah.
into this.
Yeah. Okay. I checked our bank account the other day
Oh.
from our Patreon.
Hold on a second.
Hold on,
I
we'll
would-
get to what
I would
if
like to
yeah.
officially resign as the CFO of the Shuffle Pod.
So you're not denying.
Just let's
that you
just
did
have a little vote on that right now, and
How much does he owe us?
The recent account activity, $450 was taken out on 2/1/21,
He did get
but
that
only
Lincoln Price trip.
230 was put back in on March 5th. So we're
I
missing
had a,
$220.
Jesus, man. I paid into that
And
from
I,
the
but
start.
I do know I would not have brought this up on the air if I thought for a second that it's obviously Woody because we're the only two that actually have access to this account. If I knew Woody was having money problems or suspected it, I would never have brought this up on the air. But I can say for a fact, I know 100% that he is probably in the best shape he's ever been in his life. So,
Yeah.
So
what's going on?
So
All
he's
right,
just a
so
thieving
He's a
bastard.
thief. He's a dirty thief.
Did
What did
you-
you pay for some of the?
Did you
Shuffle
get some of
Pod
that
stuff?
wet barbecue we were talking about before we went online?
let's
I'm
let's
guessing.
go with.
I'm
let's
guessing.
go
Can I give a guess?
Let's go with the wet barbecue. Let's just say I bought some wet
Can I-
barbecue.
can I give a
or
guess?
no, not wet barbecue. I paid for Shuffle Pod stuff. That's what it was.
Right.
We'll say
was
that
my
that's what I
guess,
did.
honestly. But
Yeah, no.
my question is, why'd you take 450 out and then put 230 back?
Okay.
I
So-
took back everything I paid into it.
Yeah, but he took a big chunk out, but then he put a little chunk back.
Right.
Like, why didn't he just take out what he needed?
Maybe
So-
he went to the casino and that's all he had left.
I got. I got
Trying to
all.
parlay it.
Like, fucked it up.
I got all excited about that whole stock market thing with the GameStop, and I thought,
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, the GameStop.
Man.
Reddit
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. I said, there's got to be something out there that we can do something with, like.
Well, by looking at these
So I
numbers,
was-
you didn't find it.
Well, no. So
You actually lost our fucking money playing the stock market?
I kind of did. So I thought.
So who did you
what's
consult with first off? Did you, Jeff,
Nobody.
did you get asked, would it be okay?
No.
Absolutely nobody.
No. Did you talk to Bernie
George.
Madoff? Did
Hey, do you care
give
if,
him some cash?
Yeah, Bernie might.
If I go to Pedophile Island and play the stock market?
So I
Wow.
I did a lot of thinking on this, what's the next big thing,
But
And
apparently
it's-
no research.
it's
I'm
self-driving
going to
cars.
invest in Laserdisc.
I've been talking about this self-driving car thing since our first show, probably. I think
yeah,
I was
you
talking
have.
about it, and I thought, well, what component?
What better way to steal everyone's money?
What component
Right.
of that? What component of that? Do they
Woody's
need?
a fucking grifter. Woody the grifter.
So I looked into it, and there's two major companies that do LiDAR and that's what the cars see by is that's their eyes, is the lidar.
Like
There's
the
two
lidar that they found all the Mayan villages
Yes,
in the
exactly.
forest?
Yes, that's
I
what
thought
they're
that
using.
was like for scanning, though.
It is.
It is. It scans.
No, that was gaydar.
It scans
Different,
the
but same.
road and everything ahead of it, make sure it's not going to run into things. But anyways, there's two major companies, and I was like, well, I got a 50-50 shot on this, and I could turn us into millionaires. So
George.
I picked this company.
Face.
I picked this company called Validar or something like that, and it was VLDR. If you want to look that up, DJ, their stock.
You want to look it up? It's the one that lost the most money.
I can just look at the worst performers. That
Yeah, they were at $25 a share, okay? And I thought, okay, I'm gonna
VLDR.
VLDR.
Validar lidar.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my money into this.
What did you buy it for?
$450 at $25 a share.
25. You know what it is today, guys? $12.49.
Nice.
That would explain where the missing money is.
Yeah, well, here's the biggest problem was
I'm not even mad. I'm just
fucking
No,
day, guys,
I'm
the day after I bought it on a Friday night. I was laying in bed and I transferred the funds. I put the order in for it, and Monday is when they were going to make the purchase. So Monday they make the purchase. That day there's a press release on how there's an investigation into that company about stealing money,
God.
and it just. Douche.
Well, you should have bought into that because you
the
stole our
fucking-
money. You thieving fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed that.
It went from 25 to it got down to $11 a share.
I could see you just laying in bed, just going sell.
Oh.
So I kind of lost 250.
All right, 200 though. All right, let me ask you this.
$260.
Let me ask you this. How much money of your own money have you spent on the podcast so far?
Oh God, I don't know.
Out of your own bank account without taking
Okay,
it
how
from
long
your-
have we been doing the podcast?
Well, how much did we have in our bank account? Because
No, I'm
obviously
saying-
that's his money.
No, I'm asking out of his own personal
we've been
money,
doing this for what, 3
'cause
years?
You have to pay for the
Yeah.
website. You have to pay for
Yeah, it's
all kinds of different-
$160 every September.
I can't believe you're going to defend him. You truly are like a beaten spouse.
I am.
You're like, it's okay.
He won't do it again.
Daddy just
DJ,
likes to play the
remember,
parties.
remember,
He said he
DJ.
won't do it again.
Just that's all you got to do.
Yes. Help me. Help me.
That's all you got to do. That's a PSA as well, ladies and men. That's all you got to do
Yes.
to signal. All right, go on.
So then I thought,
Oh, it gets more?
this is my own money now. This is I bought some Dogecoin because I think that's gonna.
Oh, I did that and I sold it.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
God!
not
People
solid, but-
stop buying the stupid cryptocurrencies. They're not even real. There's no payout. The only people making money are just like GameStop, the ones that are.
Yeah, the only people
Bouncing up
making
and
money
selling it.
Oh.
are those
Yes.
people that bought into it when it was 5 cents a share Bitcoin, and now it's 50,000.
If
a
you
share.
got at one
coin.
point JD had he bought it for like 2 cents or 1 cent Dogecoin, and
Who's
at
that?
one point JD, and at one point it was up to
Who's
at one point it was up to like what 8 cents, and he had $1,200 off of his like $100 purchase.
holy crap?
But
Wow,
he
that's
didn't, he didn't
amazing.
get out. He didn't
Right.
get out and held it, but he ended up making a couple $100 off it. I mean,
I know several people that have bought Bitcoin, Dogecoin, whatever the fuck coins are out there, because they're like, oh my God, it's gonna go so high, woo! They're all
I'm way ahead
poor
on Bit.
because they didn't fucking buy it at the right
There's
time.
a lot of people
It's
that are making their living on
because
cryptocurrency right now. I
Right.
mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot of like there's an actual cryptocurrency now that they're working on that you can buy and sell firearms with this cryptocurrency because there's a lot of talk about
that?
I can't remember what it's. I'll look.
Gun coin.
Tusk. Oh, it's called Tusk actually.
that sounds like a great idea.
And basically on Tusk, you can they set up this thing so you can sell a gun online with this cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of
Shootings.
talk about Joe Biden outlawing
Outlawing guns, yeah, just like every
well
other.
outlawing internet sales of guns and stuff.
Can you even buy
So it's
guns
Tusk.
on the internet?
Now,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
looked into it, but you can't have them shipped to your house, can you?
No, you got to go through an FFL.
Yeah, you got to go
Yeah.
through.
Oh,
an actual
because
dealer.
that's right. You do that. You can get it shipped to the license.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
who cares?
Right. There's nobody
Like
getting
that's
rid of
just
that.
like going to the dealer and having
Right.
them look it up. Except you did your own research on it and found the one
Right.
you want. Have it shipped to a guy that can sell it to you.
And the FFL charges you a small fee, for the processing, and then you can get your firearm.
Well, yeah,
and the
otherwise-
FFL does the background check and whatnot.
Well, that's good because then they're getting.
the background check.
That means they're getting business, without selling the guns, because the guns are going through the internet anyway. But at least that way, the local people are getting, a small share of
Yeah.
that. And
So what is an FFL?
It's
Friendly
a license.
It's a,
firearm license? or-
federal firearms license.
Oh, okay. But the reason why I think that Dogecoin is going to work out is, it was started as a joke. The Dogecoin whole thing. It was absolutely
Yeah.
started as a joke.
Well, that sounds like something we could invest in if it did start out as a joke. About
have at it,
then
buddy.
you could-
Have at it.
It's kind of high right now. So like, I think last I looked at Doge, it was like 5 or 6 cents.
It's at 5 cents now.
That's
yeah.
pretty high. And if it got down to like 1 or 2, I'd say yeah. But at 5,
But here's the thing: is like cryptocurrency is going to happen. It's our children's generation is going to embrace this 100%. And what are they going to go with? They're going to go with the ironic one that's named after a meme that was started as a joke.
now because they're not kids when they decide
Right.
which cryptocurrency to go with.
Yeah.
They're going to be adults.
But think about the millennials right now. I mean, they're still children.
Yeah,
they're
but-
still. That's why like
The ones in finance aren't.
I don't know.
Can we go back to talking about how Woody actually stole our money? instead of-
He's a master of diversion.
And put it into this.
he's
Doge
like, there's
thing.
nothing over here. Look over here.
He was dodging the question.
So let me ask you, Woody, how many days did it take you? Were you in on this, the ground floor of this new company?
I can give you a clue.
I think it was a week. I think I lost $250 in a week.
Like, that's crazy because
February 1st.
Did you get the text
No.
of him sending it out?
No.
February
I didn't get text.
1st.
Doing something cool with the money, guys.
Okay,
I can't see it.
it.
I'm sorry.
February
there-
1st, he pulled it out, and March 5th, he put it back.
Now, see, I
So it
pulled.
rode for a month?
I didn't put it right back in right away. I was hoping.
Oh, you bought some other crap
I took
too.
the family out for dinner, and then the remaining $38.95 I put back into the bank. It's
nice, right?
it's guaranteed to grow. I put it in savings.
I can tell you. I can tell you the date I bought and the date I sold. It's on my Robinhood here.
I don't think it really matters.
Un.
So,
I
George,
bet, hold on,
what are
I
we
bet you
gonna
I
go
can predict this
steal
by
from
looking
Woody's
at
house
Valentine's.
to make up that money.
Oh yeah, if you look at Teledyne, as soon as it starts to crash, that's when I bought it.
Oh yeah,
And
there
then,
it is.
then when it
There
hits
is
a
a
slow point,
giant
that's
crash.
right when I sold it.
Buy low, sell low.
Exactly.
The buy low, sell high is just that's a fad. Right. Woody's a trendsetter.
February
So-
16th is my order to buy, and
then
my
plummeted
order to
on
sell.
my birthday.
My order to
Yeah.
sell is the 25th.
His heart was in the right place. It's kind of like when they take like the Jerry's kids' money and they go and they go and invest it in something else.
Yeah,
and then every fucking crippled kid doesn't get a teddy bear for Christmas.
Yeah.
In 9 days, I lost $250.
And I could just see him going,
We are those
no,
crippled kids.
no. He's smoking crack like Jonah Hill on the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
He would be snorting coke, but he can't afford it.
So,
All I'm doing is smoking drain cleaner.
what is...
This is almost like I should wake up from a dream. How about that?
like to.
How about that foray into
Yeah,
the
let's
top?
talk about
Very
dreams.
nice.
That's a great idea. Let's get off this whole stock market. Start talking about
Of
dreams.
of course. Look over here. Woo.
Or isn't there like some boat that's stuck somewhere that we can talk about?
There is.
Oh, the boat in the canal. Yeah.
Did you guys see the route it took before it went into the canal?
Yeah, it drew the
Yeah,
penis.
how did it?
That's fucking phenomenal.
Did it really? Like
It
did
honest
like
to
a-
God, yeah.
It drew
it
Georgia drew
a
an
hook?
exact.
Yeah, there's no
penis.
way it didn't do this on purpose.
It drew a penis and a butt, and then went straight into the canal and lodged itself.
Here we go. I got the picture.
Look it
here.
up. Look it up. Look up a map of tilting.
Oh my god!
That's
Yeah,
the map it
I
drew
mean,
on the. You know, like when
What
people
the
go
f-
for a run and trace something out with their route. That's
So,
like the route.
what was it
took in the
doing?
ocean.
It was
I
drawing
don't
dicks
know.
in the
It's too
Mediterranean
exact.
Sea.
The balls are exact circles. So like he did it. He had to have done this on purpose. Had to have.
Yeah, so this captain basically is like, fuck my job. These guys
Yeah,
are
right.
assholes.
And no news things are like talking about that it might be on purpose. They're all making it look like it was
of
it
course.
was high winds and
High wind.
Okay, then what about the fucking cock
The-
he drew out to sea?
Right. Or the fleet of ships behind him that are calmly sitting there waiting for him to get the fuck out of the canal, right? But
And
high winds
there's
just
some
happen.
guy that's up on the crow's nest going. I think he's drawing a dick. You know. You're
They
gonna
did
see
that with
this.
the Mars rover too. Did you guys see that a couple years ago?
No.
No.
The JPL guys, you leave like tracks as they're driving the Mars rover,
Nice.
and they drew a penis and balls, and then turned the camera around and looked at it.
I fucking love it. Even scientists are juvenile.
Right? Everybody.
Yeah.
So okay, so what I'm asking is I wonder how often like ships captains do that. Like okay, they're out in like a
probably
holding
never.
pattern.
I was gonna say, when was
they're
the-
out in a
They're
holding
wasting
pattern.
fuel.
Right.
Well, that's the thing is they're going around anyways, like waiting to go through the canal. So they're out in like I said a holding pattern. Do they do that shit on purpose? Like
They're
all the
not
time?
airplanes.
Yeah, they're not
Woody. They don't
airplanes.
need to keep moving. They can
Right.
just stop.
They just throw their deep sea anchor and sit.
Yeah.
They don't have to go
They
anywhere
don't
until it's their
drive
turn.
in circles so they don't
Right.
sink. This is why you didn't do good in the stock market. I don't think
I don't understand how a boat floats. Don't they sink
they
if
have
they
to keep
stop?
moving?
Don't they sink if they stop? They're like submarines.
Christ.
Yeah. So we've covered theft.
Theft.
Theft
It's
and
not,
larceny.
It's not theft. Now I put
That's
way
right, it's-
more money than that into the shovel pod.
It's
Every year I pay for the Podbean subscription, which is good.
No, you're fine.
I bought all the stickers, which we don't give out to anybody anymore.
And save the story for the judge.
right.
Yeah.
Woody, since
There's
he's
no.
I
There's
kind
no
of feel like I'm on
receipts.
trial here.
You will have
The
a
only
trial.
receipt we have
This is not it.
is the receipt of him stealing the grifter, stealing our money, and then rolling the
Right.
dice on some.
and technically
fucked
since
up
he's our
company.
CFO, it's embezzlement. So it's,
Is that what it's called?
Yes, that would be a
Well, Woody, you can suck whatever that guy drew in the ocean. All right.
I have spent a little bit of my own money too.
shit.
That's
So
very
have I.
true.
We
And
all have,
there's,
but-
there's
Yeah.
still money in there.
Right.
Have
And I
at it.
Just not as much as there was.
Have, about half as much as there was. Have at it, you guys. Take a chance on the stock market. See,
Oh,
see
I'm
if you can
going
do any
to.
better. I guarantee you guys couldn't do any better than I did.
I'm doing really well in the stock market on my Robinhood
Doing
account.
really good.
I'm going to look it up. On my Robinhood account for the last... Let me click the all thing. For all, I've invested $579
Ooh.
and I've got 1,141. I'm up 103.19%.
That's
Do you
bad.
think you could take the remaining $203 we have left? Could you try to get our money back?
Maybe.
maybe make it what it was?
I don't know. The thing is with mine is right after the pandemic hit, I found some different mortgage stocks that absolutely plummeted during the pandemic, and they're coming
Yeah.
back. So I bought into them when they were bottomed out. That's why I
Right.
made the money. So, George, you want to release a pandemic, and I'll do it again.
I will.
He's
Let me
got
go
one.
down to my lair and see what I can drum up.
Got one in the back burner waiting. He's like, got just the thing for you.
This one's gonna cause open sores.
Bye.
They'll never get me. Make them all sneeze.
Yep.
Right as you release it, I'm just buying stock.
But I do want you guys to know that I was doing it for the show. I thought that was
Very
the.
nice of you.
I really thought that was going to
Thank
be the
you,
next
Woody.
big
Everyone,
thing.
thank Woody.
We appreciate
Woody,
it.
thank you
Woody.
so much.
Thank you for thinking of us.
It wasn't like I
I
just
seriously
took it
wow.
out and threw it in my own bank account.
No, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and it's you know what? I'm like I said, I'm not even mad. I'm just gonna sit here and
It's disappointment. It's disappointment.
I think we've got a better shot if we give George the rest of the money and send him to the blackjack.
We'll just
table.
end up with a gun.
Like, no, send him to the
More than what I got.
look.
Right? You play blackjack, right, George? Isn't that what it is, or is that your brother? Either way, just give him
No,
the money.
Jimmy's good at blackjack.
Give it to Jimmy. Send him
We
to the.
should give it to
casinos.
George's wife and let her go to roulette table. My God.
Oh, is she good at roulette?
Oh,
I don't
my
think you can
God.
be good at roulette.
Do you not listen to our
She
shows?
was.
But it's just guessing.
Seriously.
Well, she was really. She guessed a lot.
Yeah,
right?
she
Tasha
she got
guessed
me.
correctly.
When
She got me. She guessed. She's
Right?
like, I bet you this guy will never steal my money. And she picked me over Woody.
Well, she did win that. When I went to Vegas last time, Tasha and I went, and we went to the Suncoast. It's like an off-strip casino,
Right.
and they have a lot cheaper tables and stuff. So we found a roulette table, and it was like a 50-cent minimum. So like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
that's
actually
beautiful.
enjoy
Yeah,
it.
that's nice.
Yeah.
You could play forever
Yeah.
on that.
So we each put $5, and just she didn't really know how to play. She doesn't gamble at all, and I'm not good at it either. Of any table games, but I'm like, okay, we'll do this. I'll put 5 on red. You put 5 on black, and we'll just watch and see how it's done.
Yeah.
Fucker went 0 green,
Yeah.
and that was like the best thing that ever could have happened because I only lost $10,
Right.
and it taught her to never gamble. so
So-
it went well.
In my own defense, I made an executive decision
Well, we
and
know.
it failed.
Yeah.
So I didn't steal any money.
Well, you did, but you did steal the money. But
You kind of did.
Yeah.
It's okay.
we'll leave that up to a jury.
Like I said, I'm not even mad at you. just heartbroken.
Yeah,
I feel like
hurts.
I'm not angry.
like part of me, the one friend that I had that I thought would never steal money or anything. It's
You thought I
him.
would?
I suspected
Obvious.
you. Just you've got like a sinister beard going
I
on.
always sit around doing
It may look good, but it's the beard looks so good as a ploy to get people in.
I'm just gonna
You know.
get rid of this part and just keep the goatee and point it up a little bit.
Oh, I like it.
Since I've already got the evil look to George. So
Yeah, no,
He's
it's
like,
I think
Gotta
yeah, you could have.
I can
do the
that.
twirl.
Twist my mustache. Oh my god.
No, so Woody, I'm in all seriousness, you've invested enough money into the podcast that I'm okay with whatever you did with it.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see a dime from the account. Now I'm not going to. And
Honestly, Woody though,
It's fair.
You know what? I will
mean-
write a check and put it right back in.
no,
no, don't worry about it.
because you took what 220, I think I said. I can't.
I took $450. And
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
he
put
took
that back in.
I put
no. He
two-
didn't take just. He took all of it.
No,
and
no,
lost
there was
half
No,
of
there
it.
was $50
No, there's
left
more.
in there. I
It's
didn't
higher than
drain
that.
it. I
He
didn't
didn't
drain
drain
the
the
account.
Because then we would have had to pay fees.
And I'm more,
No,
more
he-
financially intelligent than that.
We've got more in it than that. It's just that's what he took out and put back in. But you had, honest to God, you had to have spent more than that out of your own pocket.
Oh God, yes.
You
Oh,
said
I'm
160 a year. This is like our third year doing this,
And
right?
don't worry, we'll make that back through the Patreon in like 4 years.
I think,
When did we start?
17, I think.
Oh, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're on our fourth year.
Wow, we are on our fourth year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
We need more
Our
Patreon.
content has really gone downhill.
Thanks,
We went from
DJ.
doing like
You
conspiracy
could have come.
shows to
You
like
could have come to me privately.
embezzlement.
You could have come to me privately, and we could have
I
discussed
know I could've.
this. And,
I know
and
I
I
could've.
kinda
Oh, this
just-
was way more fun.
Just
But I saw
slipped that
the-
right back into the account. And
I saw the.
how often are you
transaction.
checking the account? That's what I want.
I don't check it.
Just
very
when it goes off that he lost all his funds.
fraud alert went off. No, I really don't check it that often. It
You just
I
got
happen
that
to look at
email. A
Yeah, you got
deduction
a
of
lady
hire.
from Pakistan that calls and goes, "Excuse me, sir. Did you just withdraw all of your money?"
No.
He's like, what?
Nope.
Let this be a lesson to me. For putting Woody's name on the account.
Well, we put like 2 people in charge of the money just as a safeguard. And so what we did was we accidentally put
The wrong person.
Wrong too.
the gambler and the codependent wife man on it. So he's like, "It's okay. It's no problem."
That's why I'm defending it.
It's like we
'Cause
need
I
someone.
have access to the money and I can go drain the other half.
We need someone to take care of the bank account. Bonnie, Clyde, get over here.
In my wildest dreams, I wouldn't have thought of that.
He's still going back to the dreams.
God, please, let's go to. I think. What are your wildest dreams, George? Please get us to a different topic. Let's go.
All right, so we had talked about before we start. I have to tell you, Woody, I'm seriously not angry at all. Okay,
I'm not.
I don't. I think it's hilarious.
is.
It's a good story. We
It
got
is
a
a good
half
story.
hour on our podcast about it. So anyways,
That's only $440 an hour.
well, take the other half and go. Invest it in some butter beer in Potter Island
hold
or
on,
wherever.
hold on. What do you
Oh
think?
fuck!
What does everybody think? Like we could invest it in? Like
Probably that coin
I
game.
thought,
What do you-
I thought you were
what do
going to
you-
say
that
I
what do
in,
you- Probably
You've had
that
your say.
that game
asking
where you
Jeff
put like
and George.
$1 in and it has that claw and it scrapes the quarters and whatever falls. So I think if we took the rest of the money, we could probably clean out a couple of those machines because those are guaranteed wins too.
Yes.
Or the claw machine, and we could pick up an iPhone and sell it and make our money back on it. Those are just some ideas that I got.
No, Woody said the next big thing was self-driving cars. What do you guys think it is? Like,
I'm going to say person-driven cars. I'm going opposite of what our financial advisor did over
with
here. Horses.
Horses.
I would say
Horse and
horse
buggy.
travel is going to.
Stick it to the track.
No, one of my biggest, what I think is going to happen will be virtual. This is just me thinking, okay?
Okay.
Virtual vacations, all right? Where since we've been in a pandemic, all right, people can't leave their houses, all right? So I think somebody is going to rent like a room, like have people be able to rent a room like a VR, okay? And they'll put you in like an awareness sleep and install the dream inside your head so you and your family can go on
So,
their
are
vacation.
you almost
So wait,
talking
stuff.
like Elon Musk's Neuralink?
That's
thing
what.
going
That's
on?
where I was going to go with it. But real
Yeah,
quick,
I just
that
didn't
room,
know.
Well, didn't we know somebody used to have to clean that room? Jojo was
Completely different. That is
killed George.
completely different.
he worked at an adult bookstore, and he had to go
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that
somebody
and
that-
clean the room.
I knew somebody that had to skim the hot tubs, the hot tub clubs.
I went in to see him, and he come walking out of the back. I actually knew both workers. They graduated with both of them, and I was in talking to the one, and I'll say his name. I don't care. Came walking out of the back, and he's holding the bucket and a sponge, and he didn't even have gloves on. I was just like,
No,
He was like just.
I got a little bit on my pinky.
He used his tooth to scrape out from underneath the nail whatever he got. You know it.
No, but like Elon Musk Neuralink, you actually implant a
That's-
chip in
yeah.
your brain, and it connects to things. William Shatner just did something like that too.
I would say like maybe it's not like a surgical chip. Maybe it could be something. You know how they can read your brain functions with when they do EAG or whatever.
Okay, so I just watched something this morning about that exact thing, and they're talking about that thing that you wear, that like a little hood thing that's got all the sensors on it. They say
Yeah.
like compare that to the actual neural link that is surgically in place. It's like if you're standing outside of a rock concert across the street, you can hear the noise and you can hear the music, but you can't really make out what the sound. You know, what maybe you might not be able to make out what song it is.
Yeah.
The Neuralink is like standing front row center. Like,
Yes.
you get so much more information.
And all they got to do is cut open your head and stick something in your brain.
And they've made like
Sounds
like
fun.
robots that
Seems
actually
fair,
they're making robots that actually do that surgery, and he's trying to get the implants to be around the same price as laser eye correction surgery. So right,
How much does that go for?
about
like
$5,000. About no $5,000 for both eyes.
I'm not sure that I want to. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want a budget robot cutting into my head.
No, no.
My LASIK was only $3,000, both eyes.
Oh, you had it?
That's why he's
Not
blind.
wearing
in one eye.
glasses right now, am I?
No, you're not. But I don't know. Maybe
I do have
contacts,
reading
so-
glasses because I'm over 40 and that happens, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had LASIK 6 years ago.
So, I mean, it's so. Do you think, like, realistically, a virtual vacation, like your family can all experience the same thing? Okay, say it's Disney World. Let's just hypothetically say it's Disney World because they have enough money to actually fund something.
Oh,
like
they
this.
sure do.
All right, so. If I want to take a virtual Disney vacation, but the pandemic has exploded, we still haven't found a cure for it. That's just hypothetical, okay? But I want
next
to go on
pandemic.
vacation. So they hook you up to an IV when they put you in like a Twilight. They hook you up to an IV so you got your nutrients, okay? And all this stuff, and they kind of slow you down into a dreamlike state, and then you can experience the experience.
Okay, here's my question. They slow you down with like an IV and put you in a dream state. To implant those type of memories in you, why do they have to keep it going 1-to-1 in time?
Right. You can just
Couldn't you put
download
it
that
in,
whole
like, super
experience.
fast forward and have it done the whole week's vacation?
You
in 5
actually
minutes?
could. And
Like-
you know what? Maybe maybe like big corporations would pay for that, whereas people would go on vacation for a week, but they're only gone for 8 hours or whatever.
I've seen
But
this
it's a
movie. It
week's
doesn't
worth of
end well.
memories.
expand that out into going to college. You could put 10 years of getting your doctorate degree in
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
like that.
Guys,
Well,
this
wait a
is-
second, though. Do you
this,
have
guys,
to...
guys, this is literally the premise of Total Recall. Are we not
Or
realizing
the
this?
Matrix.
If somebody could just make a movie about this and maybe
I
put,
like the
an
idea,
extra
but
boob in there.
I would like a 3D.
I'm just saying. I would
right?
dream about that.
Or 4. Screw it. I mean, go big or go home.
Yeah. Why are we stopping at 3?
But that's what
But I
drives.
guess-
Honestly, that's what drives the market, though. If they can figure
Boobs?
out, well, yeah, honestly, sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sex
it-
is going to drive that
So-
market to the point where it's going to be like, have a virtual experience of sleeping with whoever, whatever porn star they have. The money for that is going to drive the whole market into where it's going to get to the point where, like George said,
Right.
doing virtual vacations or going to college virtually.
Right. But
You know?
here's my question. At what point, or what's the differentiation between that experience being, is it real, or does it just feel like a memory or a dream, George? A dream.
Well,
Like, 'cause-
we are talking about dreams.
Well,
We are now.
honestly, right. And honestly,
I don't know how we got here, but
I've had this
George.
Through my mind.
Not the way I wanted to get here. I'll tell you that, DJ. Thanks.
Sorry.
I've had
We got here because we're fucking broke.
right.
And we gotta
make-
we need a real
I'm
big
making
episode.
We can only dream about having the riches that Woody took from us.
I've always had a saying about
Grifter.
the only way to differentiate a memory from a dream is witnesses.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's a dream, you're the only one that was there.
That's a really
But if
so
they implant it,
Woody's now just stealing
That's
time.
what I'm saying, though. If they implant it, does everybody else with you have that same experience? Like
They
George
absolutely
was saying,
could.
Uh,
you go with your family.
Well, that's-
does your
yeah,
family
I'm almost-
experience you there too, or just their own separate part of it? Because then it's not it's a dream, not a memory.
I would think that they would have to tailor it to each individual person. And
Yeah, I think you could buy into it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Like put your avatar on it, like a little George and a little George's family.
No,
and,
and that's the thing. I think you would almost be at like a first person, like they have like a first person shooter, but
Right.
it would be a first person travel to this place. So without the lost day of driving there and stuff like that, you
Right.
basically you virtually go there. You're in your hotel room or your condo that you rented. And it's, you know, all the amenities that you would want. You want to spend family time at night to talk about all the stuff you did because that's, you watch
Right,
a
yeah.
movie or something.
You get the
and you just
whole-
kind of relax.
the whole
You
thing,
get
not just parts of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if for like a work production thing, if I as the employer buy into that, I can say, all my guys, yes, you get 4 weeks of vacation, but you're only actually taking a week
Right.
at
Right.
that point of time,
Now-
you know, or whatever.
Taking a step back to what I said earlier and kind of what you just touched on, I don't know if you could,
We've talked about Woody enough.
I don't know if you could fast forward the vacation, because if you're actually going to experience it in your mind and have the memories, I don't know if your mind can think and fast forward.
It goes back to the 1 for 1, like you
yeah,
said.
it would
Right.
almost have to be.
do we know if it?
I
does
think it
that
all
or not?
depends. I think it all depends on how we store memories. Because like your last vacation is just in your memory. You know, like it's not. You can't relive it in your brain. You can just remember what you were doing. What I see happening is you know, like say they come up with this technology, I could see tons of studies going, well, you don't actually relax, you know, during this virtual vacation, so it's not benefiting you as much as a real vacation, and
Okay.
you know what I mean?
But it could,
Like you're-
because that's what dreams do when you're sleeping. They get your
Yeah.
mind to get that, you know, right brainwave that puts you in a deep sleep and well, not puts you, you're already there, but you know, gets you into that relaxed state where you're, unless it's a nightmare, and then you're on the other
Yeah,
end.
that's
But-
true.
Well, that's how you lose weight when you're sleeping. You just have like a clown chasing you or something.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you could mentally take your vacation, but like physically, I don't know what that.
You're
would
still
be like
resting.
to actually.
Well, they
relax
could
your
hook you up
body.
to one of those machines that just jiggle your fat for like 3 days.
Yeah, one of those
lose
belts
it.
that jiggles you.
Yeah.
Did you see that research they just did on dreams and that, and they found some people that have like they took a group of people that have very, very lucid dreams, okay, and they asked them questions during their dreams, and the people, there was a very small portion, but there were people that could answer the questions.
Did you just say
And-
there was a small abortion?
No, small portion.
I heard abortion.
I swear I thought he said abortion.
That's a different
Okay,
show.
go ahead.
But so they'd say like, what is two?
The Shuffle Pod, back alley abortions coming up next.
What is 2 plus 2? And then the people would like move their eyes to the right 4 times.
Oh, so they
and,
are
and that was
awake,
and
kind of.
so yeah, they would answer the question. And the people that remembered the dreams that they were in, that they could answer it, they said it was like they're having their dream, but they could hear like an overall, like a voice just over everything, and they were they had trained
Like a
themselves
narrator.
right, and they had trained themselves to look a certain way as they were sleeping, you know, for to answer whatever question it was.
I will
So
only
then it
volunteer
actually-
for that if Morgan Freeman's the guy talking.
It would be. It would be him or
It would
Paul
have to be.
Keels. Or Paul Keels from the Buckeyes.
I was thinking Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell and what's her name? The fact that he's like, I did what?
Yeah.
Now he's brushing his teeth, and now he's
It would
gonna-
almost be like a virtual Truman Show.
right.
Yeah.
If you think of it,
Yeah.
you know, to correlate it out into something like that. I know that when I have like, what are they, like night terrors or whatever, where you're kind of awake,
Oh yeah.
but and I talk to Jamie because I'll be yelling help, you know, in my dream, and I'm actually yelling it, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I tell her like I can't move, you know, and it's
I
kind
hate
of like
these things.
this though. They're horrible, and that's how the succubuses came into
Right.
like
Our
the
lore.
thing, because they said that people sat, you know, they felt like it was a vampire or whatever sitting on my chest and da da da. It's horrible. Like
It's awful.
those, if that can be that real, so can
Right.
you know what I mean? A good, pleasurable dream of a vacation or whatever can be the same. Boom. Well, but then again,
There's-
you have to. There is that. I mean, we want to kind of talk about what DJ just did on camera.
Made a jerk off motion for the.
Right.
It's basically though, if you're in a dream state, you can actually go from having a sexual dream to
Right.
being done with that. It's
It's called a wet dream, George. You can say it.
I just,
You
It
can say
happens.
it.
That is
Yeah,
it.
it's true. It does.
So how then, if they can find what channels that kind of stuff, then I think they could implant these dreams into
Right.
you as vacations.
And they
Yeah,
have a pretty
I
good
agree.
idea of what parts of the brains do what. So
I mean,
What would be scary though is when you think that's the part of the brain that does it, but it unlocks the other little part of the brain that does this thing that wasn't even tapped into.
like
So,
turns you into a thief. sorry.
I want to steal from my friends. It's the only way I can get hard.
Oh, I wonder if that's like the root of what happened.
It probably is. He's like, I can't. I'm tired. I take these blood pressure pills, and it's made me soft.
I need a
It's like a
rush.
wet noodle. He goes, the only way I can get hard is when I steal from my friends.
you know what? He was at my
I'm so
house
sorry, Woody.
like 2 weeks
You might
ago. I
never
need to
get
go
over
check.
this.
Need to go look around, see if he stole my beer.
Yeah, he's
money.
like the.
Oh, you really do. Don't
It's
let him
like the
carry a
leprechaun
backpack
that's
in.
supposed to come in. Yeah, it's a leprechaun that comes in and takes a coin, for good luck. He's like, he steals a sock or something. It's something small.
Then he just upper decks your toilet.
Yep.
Damn it!
Sweet dreams.
How am I gonna check my toilet?
That's
Oh God.
flush it down if it's brown.
Oh
So has anyone? Little subject change here. Has anyone gotten the Fauci ouchie yet?
No.
No.
What is?
I'm on the
what is
list.
a Fauci ouchie.
The shot.
The
Oh,
vaccine.
I have. I got mine.
I got my first.
I had my second.
Oh, you got both.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
and-
more essential than we are.
I had. Well, of course.
Well, I just mean because of the job. I mean,
Right.
No, it's because I'm Greek, and it had nothing to do with
Yes.
with the other stuff. It's basically we invent the Olympics,
And they're known
and
for
get the first
carrying
shots.
diseases, so.
Yeah.
so which one did you get, George?
Moderna.
Moderna. I got the Pfizer. I just signed up for one and I went down and got it, and I didn't know what it was until I actually went in there. I knew it wasn't going to be Johnson & Johnson because I knew it was going to be a 2 appointment, but I didn't know if it was going to be Moderna or Pfizer.
Right.
And did you have any adverse?
My
reactions
arm
to it?
hurt a day later. My arm hurt, and I got a headache later that day and the next day, but it wasn't a migraine.
Same here.
It
No, I
sounds a
had
lot
a-
like the tetanus shot. Remember the old tetanus shots we used to get?
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
That's what I would attribute it
Yeah.
to. Is it? I said it felt like somebody stabbed me with a knitting needle.
Yeah.
But when you got the shot, did you even feel it?
No,
I didn't even know he did it.
I didn't either.
I'm terrified of needles, and so I was like real nervous going in, and I told him like I don't love these. He's like, nobody does, and he wipes it off with alcohol, and I'm
I felt
waiting for
that
him to do it, and
more
he slapped
than the
Band-Aid
shot.
on.
Yes, I honestly felt them wiping
coolness,
the
yeah.
area
Yeah.
more than, and I don't know how they did that.
Well, I didn't even know he did it yet, and he put.
Did
the
he
Band-Aid
stick his
on.
tongue in your ear?
He may have. He might have.
He had a
slipped
hand
Mickey.
puppet on the other side going,
It's like, hey,
Hey, what you feel like when your best friend steals everything?
And he's like, oh.
This is gonna hurt a lot less than finding out that Woody took all your money.
Oh wow! Thank you, puppet.
That's probably about the time I learned this information.
That's it.
Maybe that's why it didn't hurt. I was already so wounded.
So back to dreams. No, seriously, have you guys all gone through that, like where you woke up and you can't move, like you feel like you're paralyzed, like somebody's sitting there?
Oh.
Million
I've never
times.
had that.
Wait,
I've
We
never
talked about
had
it in sleep paralysis. Remember that one? I'm the one remembering the shows now.
we
apparently.
did,
Yeah, right.
and at that time I had not, but actually recently I had that happen to me, and I was like, I
like a
literally
first
was like, it's happening, it's happening.
First time?
Yes.
Now,
It's
have you
horrible.
has
Actually,
it been because are
I'm sorry.
you stressed? Are you more stressed out than usual?
I was at the time, yeah.
No,
Exactly.
he's not.
See,
He
that's
works
how
from
I
home.
do it.
But let me explain this because it was. I thought of you guys and I should have brought it up on the next show, but it didn't occur to me. But it was I woke up and was laying there and I couldn't move, obviously, and it's like I kind of looked to my right and it's like there was this. Wasn't like a dark looking demon, but you know everybody says there's something there. It was like a shape, and it was like a humanoid. It had their arm across me so that I couldn't move, and I'm like, I need to get this thing off of me. You know, your brain's going, I gotta get up, I gotta get up. So I'm trying to swing my left arm to hit it to get it off of me, and I'm just like looking at it. My left arm's pinned. And I look over and there's another little one like hanging on my left arm, and I'm like, well, that's not right either. So
Yeah.
and it clicks, and I'm like, oh, it's sleep paralysis. I'm like, well, fuck it, and I just pulled my arm off of this little one and started punching my right hand side.
Oh, see, I can't even do
now,
that.
but I'm awake.
I realize you're not
and I'm-
really doing that
right.
motion. It's all in your head, but
No,
I can't even
I
make
was
myself think
punching. I was forcing myself to move because I knew I'm like, oh, I'm stuck here. I realized because I'd heard it so many times. Like I put it together and went, I can do this. I just have to force it. And I'm like, swung my arm, and as soon as I moved my left arm, I was able to start getting myself up from the paralysis.
that. Yeah, once you
I was like,
actually
this is
can
nuts.
jar yourself, you do get up.
Right.
Now, my daughter says when she has them,
she's got
she
it,
actually she'll see like something standing
Like
by the bed.
Jeff
as
said,
well.
yeah.
That's like it said.
Yeah.
I saw them, and I was awake. There was something there. They were. They weren't quite solid, but they were like a ghost
Shadow
type.
people.
Yeah, exactly. And my daughter, she doesn't get that, but she gets night terrors where she gets up and sleepwalks around the house.
It was just Woody in your room going through your wall.
It's like,
The little thing was a rag of ether over your face. That's what it was.
Don't mind me.
Well, sleep, my prince.
oh my god. But, yeah.
Hold him down,
So-
son.
It's so good.
So yeah, I was like up until
I deserve
recently,
it.
I'd never had that. I used to be like my daughter. I used to sleepwalk when I was much younger, but those were my sleep
I did too.
I
paralysis.
did a lot
I
when
think
all the way up until teenage years, and
Right.
then after that, I was fine.
See, I was younger than that, but my parents, I think we might have talked about this in one of the
Yeah.
episodes, but they had to put one of those chain locks on the top of the door because I've actually gotten out of the house when I was a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this because I told the chicken story. Go back to that episode. I'm not telling it again.
But yeah, I've never had sleep paralysis. I've looked into. I know it's like it's a chemical that your body releases to make it so that you don't move while you're dreaming.
While you're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
So it's an actual it's an actual chemical, but I've never woken up and
a
not
stunt.
been able to move.
Now, I've had, recently, I've been taking melatonin.
I do too.
And if I take a higher dose of melatonin, I can have dreams that I can actually control a little bit.
Right.
They're more like a real, like if I'm like walking through the house and I want to shoot somebody, that just hypothetical.
Oh, well, where'd this come from?
It's
Somebody stealing
I can
something from
actually-
you, George?
If only I had
I
access
can
to
actually
a closed
direct
gun.
my way. I can direct my way up, through the thing, and I don't know. It's more like a lucid dream type thing.
I was going to say, like a lucid dream, you can take control of your surroundings. You know you're in there, and you're like, well, while I'm here, let's...
Yeah. Now, have you ever had the dream where you can look down at yourself and see you
No.
sleeping?
Oh, yeah. Oh, like
Like you're floating?
in your bed
Yeah.
looking... Okay, no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I had that dream. It was honestly with melatonin, and I had dreamt that, and I think I took a muscle relaxer that night because my back was hurting real bad. But I had dreamt that I was tethered to my body, and I just kind of like floated up and looked down and could see myself sleeping.
See, I absolutely believe in astral projection. There has to be something to it, because I'm sorry. Go ahead, George. Finish your story.
No, go ahead. It's
Jeff and I-
basically it was a tether.
Jeff and I experienced something.
Wait, before you
so...
get into that, I'm sorry, just hold on to that thought. What George was just saying with the tether, I've had that, and I've not been able to look at my body, but I have had, I guess it was a lucid dream where there's like, you can only go so far, and you're tied to yourself, and you're like, I want to go
Exactly.
over here, but you're like, nope, can't do it. It's weird. Okay, I'm sorry, Woody. Go on.
Years
No,
and
go
years
ahead,
and years
bro.
ago, when Jeff and I were roommates, this is mid '90s. I went to this it was like a crystal shop, and I bought this cassette tape, and it was about supposed to be like to walk you through the process of astral projection. So you put it in your tape player at night, and you just put it on loop, and you just let it go while you go to sleep. So Jeff made a copy of the tape, and he did it upstairs in his room. I was downstairs in my room, and I know I had a dream where it was like I was seeing this. It was looked like circles inside other circles, and then lines coming off the one side, but it was pretty close up. So it's almost like the Harley Davidson symbol, where it's like a circle and then it's got the wing off to the side.
Right.
It was like I was looking at a very close section of that, like half the circle and part of the wing. Okay, and so I went to work that next morning. Didn't see Jeff. I went to work the next morning. I came home and Justin was sitting in the living room, and I said, "Hey," I said, I had the craziest memory from my dream last night about that tape," and I explained to him, and he's like, "You need to go upstairs and talk to Jeff right now," and explain exactly what you explained to me. I'm like, "Okay." So I went upstairs and I told Jeff exactly what I told Justin, and Jeff had a piece of paper sitting on his desk. He's like, "You mean that?" And it was the exact same thing I saw, but wider, like out farther from it.
But
It
you
was
don't
like-
think that was just like maybe there was some subliminal messages in the tape that made you think that?
I listened to the tape at least one full time before I fell asleep,
Yep.
and it was just simple stuff like
You don't hear the subliminal stuff though. I mean,
right, but I don't know. I can't.
Why? Wait.
I don't.
Why would they say you're going to subliminally see the
Right.
Detroit Red Wings logo on
Right.
the ground?
that's kind of what I was thinking.
I
when you
mean,
said this.
you're not gonna. That's not what they're gonna put in there. They're gonna put in. You're gonna come back to such and such
Buy
a shop, and you're gonna
Ovaltine.
buy more of our stuff. And you're
Right.
gonna, yeah.
Yeah. So so there's got to be something
Right.
there that linked the two of them together. Like I don't know exactly what, but it was exactly what I saw. But like I said, from a farther out point of view, and
that's-
I would love to try melatonin. I've always been afraid because you guys know you all know how I sleep.
But melatonin
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, but I
your
might
brain
never
produces
wake
it.
up.
I mean, your brain produces melatonin.
Melatonin won't hurt
and,
you.
But
and
right, I
melatonin's
think-
one of, no, melatonin's one of those things that like if you have too much of it, you
Yeah.
just pass it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah, you
you
Then
can't
my
OD
urine
on
must be
it.
pure melatonin because like
Right.
I can fall asleep right now if you wanted me to.
Yeah.
I mean, you all know
Well,
that.
has anyone else used any other sleep meds? I just had a kind of a terrifying.
I've never tried
in my
any
life.
over-the-counter or prescribed pain meds other
No, I'm
than
se- I'm serious,
melatonin
Woody, like-
and pot.
My doctor had me on Ambien, and he also had me on Topamax for migraine prevention.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
the Topamax was messing with my head, like it was causing vertigo. Like I almost fell over in the shower every day.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, I just completely quit eating. Everything like made me sick. Like I couldn't even look at food.
Yep.
I lost about 15
Wow.
pounds. The Ambien was like causing depression, and like I would
Yeah.
basically go to work, come home, and sit and stare at the wall until it was time to go to bed, and then just get up and go back to work. It was terrible.
There's a guy that worked for another police department was telling me, I was working midnights at the time, and he was telling us that he had to stop taking his Ambien because he got up, was still asleep, got in his car and drove
Oh,
across
Jesus.
town, and he had to call his wife and was like, "I don't know where I'm at. You have to come get me." And she's like, "What?" And he was like, as he was still, I don't know if there's a name for it with the Ambien, but it basically he was awake enough to get out, like sleepwalk, but he drove across town and never set out to do that.
Right.
And he was still wearing what he was wearing when he was sleeping.
Jesus.
And he's like,
So
I
he's
don't
like
under-
operating a car, and he's
Yeah,
not even aware. he's
exactly,
doing it.
and he had no idea that he was doing it. So
what
Did I
happened?
tell
an
you-
Ambien might be.
what happened to you?
I don't know. I might have talked about it on the air the first time I took it. This was probably 6 months ago. I
Okay.
took it, and I haven't had it before. Well, I have, but it was a long time ago. But this was basically like the first time I've had it. And I took it, and I was the only one home. And it was in the morning, so I was working midnights. And I had it, and I'm sitting in my living room chair, and all of a sudden I look over at the kitchen table, and I see my son, my older son, and my daughter sitting at the kitchen table, and my mother-in-law was over, and she's giving them popsicles. But then I have those white spindles on my chairs, and there was coats hanging on all the chairs. That's what I thought were the people. And I look over, and my daughter, I saw those 2 white spindles, and I just thought she was a walrus because I thought those were her teeth.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
I was going crazy. And about that time, my wife calls me from work. She was still working at the time. And, just called me every morning like that on her break right before I went to bed. And I'm like talking about how her mom's over giving the kids popsicles. And she's like, what? And I just start laughing. And I don't want to say my daughter's name, but I'm like, so-and-so is a walrus. And Tasha's like, whoa. So she actually called my mom and dad, and my dad came over. And I was like, I'm fine. I just went to bed.
Good. You might want to take care of my daughter. She's a walrus.
Give her a couple of fish, she'll be fine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Toss them
Well,
like in SeaWorld.
then probably about a month ago, because I've been off of everything for about 3.5 weeks. This was one of the final straws here. I'm laying in bed, and see this light behind me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just like a big round ball. And at night, it's dark enough in my room to hardly see, but there's a couple LEDs around, little clocks and stuff, so you can kind of see outlines of stuff. I thought that light was a man. But
Easy.
really with a head that size. And I was picturing him
God.
kind of like, the wild things, where the wild things are.
Yeah.
Those beasts. Those big, giant beasts.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what the light looked like. And he kept staring at me and spinning. And then the curtain right next to the light, it looked like 2 old people hanging there. Not like with nooses, but just hanging there. Like hanging from the...
Doing
it
pull-ups
looked like
above you?
there were 3 people in the room. And I wake Tasha.
My God.
I wake Tasha up. And I'm like, don't panic, but there's 3 people in here. She's like, she like jumps up. And I'm like, that didn't even snap me out of it. I'm like, that guy has been staring at us. And she's like, what about the other 2? And I'm like, they're cool. They're just hanging there watching. But that guy is messed up. I said, he's going to do something. Then I told her that because she's closer to that light, and I told her that if he does something, I'm going to throw her over top of me against the wall. She's like, do you have to throw me against the wall? I'm like, yeah. Like, I was
my
so
God.
fucked up.
It's-
And
I wonder if it opens up. Okay, this is my crazy part.
yeah, go for
But
it.
I wonder if it opens up, like, your mind to be receptive to other dimensions or something.
Oh, I mean,
Or is it more that it
if I
wakes
was seeing
you up enough
if
to
I was
drink?
seeing shadow people walking around the room or something, maybe. But this was my light turned into an old guy, and
Yeah.
my curtain turned into an old couple. I don't
We know how he
believe
feels
it or
about
not.
old
I did
people,
not have a
too.
thought
You
about
need to
slashing them up with a razor blade.
You need to finish the story.
What? I can't remember what I.
Okay,
I know I
so,
told you about
yeah,
it
he
on
told
the
me
phone
about it. I
once.
was fucking dying.
It was crazy.
So he's like, all right, if they move, they come out, I'm gonna throw you against the wall. She's like, don't throw me against the wall. He's like, I'm trying to save you. What's your problem? Right? And then,
that's right. I made her
Yes.
promise not to fall asleep. I
Right.
said-
He's like, I'm
I
gonna
said,
go to
I'm gonna go to sleep. Do not fall asleep. So I made her like in my mind I thought she was telling me the truth. But then later she fell asleep and I woke up, and so I woke her up and started yelling at her for falling asleep.
fucking great.
Dude, you really cannot take meds.
I was fucked up.
Oh my god, I never.
Yeah, you
laughed
better
so hard
never
about
When
do
it.
I
like
woke her up, she
DMT.
went, Jesus Christ, we need to get you on a different sleep medication.
You shouldn't take those anymore. In fact, you should just send them up
Oh,
to
I
me.
got them.
And
They're
I will
gone.
take care of them for you. It'll be all
They're
right.
gone.
That poor woman.
I know. It's fucking fantastic.
The crazy part is about all this, like, my doctor,
Is she
I
still
was
with
going-
you?
I was going through like a lot of paranoia and stuff during this like month. It was a month from hell. Like
It was bad.
Woody knows because I talked to him a lot. Like I was this close to just quitting my job. Like I had my lockers cleaned out. I had my backpack all packed up. Everything was out of there. I was just gonna leave. Like I was not thinking clearly, and I went into my doctor because I was so paranoid about everything, and I'm like, "Can you give me something for like I'm going out of my mind here. I don't know what's wrong," and he wanted me to go see a psychiatrist. And then I kind of pieced it together where it's probably this medication. You're mixing all these freaking medications you put me on. So I just stopped everything, and I've been fine. It was about 4 or 5 days of pure hell with the withdrawal, getting off the Topamax and stuff, and the Ambien.
Oh, yeah.
But then about a week or so after that, fine. I've been fine ever since.
Yeah, he still sees the people, but they're way
Right.
cooler now.
They're
Way
cool
cooler. You know,
They're so cool.
Hey, come on and hang around with us.
I don't understand why you were put on Topamax because I mean
I was getting
it was for your
migraines.
but it was it long term because that shit will destroy all of your organs.
I
Like,
was on it
it's-
for probably 2 months, maybe
Yeah.
3.
Because Erin was on that for like 5 years because it was the only thing that kept the pain from her tumors away.
See, my dad's on it too, but he's only taking half of what I was taking.
Yeah. And they're like, well, we really shouldn't have you on this for more than like a month because it's like, it does to your liver and your kidneys the same as ibuprofen over long exposed doses, but
Oh,
it
I
does
should
it.
let my dad know that.
It does it in like 100th
my-
of the time. Like
We go to
months.
the same doctor. Well, I
Yeah.
did. I'm done with him now.
Yeah,
I mean,
Topamax
when
is
they're-
like a short-term you're having them now thing. Don't stay on it because it's bad. Look it up. It's not good. I mean, it's a great drug, but only small times.
Well, I tell you, I've been fascinated with like Joe Rogan and talking about that MDMH or whatever that stuff is. And
MDMA.
DMT.
Yeah.
DMT.
Oh,
And like all these people have like very
We're doing a
similar.
podcast. We have to talk about DMT.
Right.
It's the law.
All these people are having like a very similar like experience where like if they feel like they're completely out of their body, they're not in their body anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and
They're
then
seeing, like aliens and stuff.
right, they're seeing like either people or machines that are sentient and they're always like telling them calm down, you'll get through this or whatever. It's from what I understand, it's a short, like if you smoke it, it's a short thing. Like it's 20 minutes as long as it lasts. And there's really it's like nobody's ever like overdosed on it. I guess you can't overdose on it. It's for some reason I don't remember exactly why, but I tell you what, if I wasn't working, man, I think I would. I think I would want to try it. Yeah, because they say ayahuasca it's
That's
the same
a
thing.
tea,
It's
right?
just it's like from a mushroom or whatever or a cactus.
root.
It's
A
a
root.
root of a cactus or whatever.
A vine.
Like
That,
what is it, the psilocybin or something like that. I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly what
I
it's called.
can't, but it's not as potent or effective as the other like whatever the crystal you smoke, and it lasts like 4 hours long. You know, the ayahuasca,
It's more healthy than meth.
Yeah.
but
It doesn't chew your teeth apart.
right.
Sounds like a short-term LSD.
Yeah, they're all what do they call them? I can't think of what
Hallucinogens?
it's- Yeah, hallucinogen that mind
Rogan's
altering.
hard to take seriously sometimes because like he's more of just a salesman at this stuff. Like
Right,
he's
but
always harping on it can't hurt you.
okay, but he wasn't the one. He wasn't
Most
the one
of it
I was
can
getting
probably
that
hurt
from.
you.
I looked.
Right.
If you look it up on the internet about you can't really overdose on this stuff. It's not like a opioid or something like that. It's I'm telling you, I'd love to just see
Which is
what
funny.
it's about.
Because all the deadly stuff, they just shove it down your throat. They're like, here, take 100 of these, and they'll be
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I mean, with my stuff, I mean, if he would have just had me on like melatonin or something like that, or drinking
Yep.
some green tea, but no, he has me on freaking Ambien and Topamax, and I don't know. He's just, I can prescribe this, and it's
Yeah,
like,
they'll-
it was going out of my damn mind. You know.
Yep.
All right, guys.
That's
Well,
legal.
we're an hour into this, so I think it's time to wrap it up.
We can
Alrighty.
get into. Well, we did talk about dreams, but
Talk
not
about
really
dreams
that
and
much.
drugs.
We could do Dreams Part 2
Yeah.
next show if we
Dreams
want. Or we
Part 2. This time we're going
or-
to talk about it.
can Dreams Part 2, where Woody cleans us out completely. So
Where he takes the other half.
we could do that. See, we could maybe have one on friend theft. We could talk about
ethics. Maybe have like a PowerPoint presentation on ethics.
of ethics. I like that.
You know, like at work, like once in a while, you get sent an email and you gotta like watch a video and answer a couple questions.
Sensitivity training.
Yeah, some training. Yeah, we could put a shuffle pod
This
training
week.
session in together.
Poor Woody.
How taking from your friends can hurt your friends. You know,
You know, I for
if they've
that
never seen it, it doesn't exist.
for that vacation we're going on. I read
Why did our money
I read-
remind you of your vacation?
Oh, I rented a limo, and Melissa was joking about how I should have Shuffle Pod on
Pay
the
for the
sign
limo.
for the limo. You know,
Yes.
at the thing.
Well, we paid for it. Why not
Right.
right on there? You
Like,
gonna take
didn't
your
we
jet
talk
down
about
there, too?
this in a previous episode where Woody's too good
I
for
was gonna Uber, but I
so
got the
got
big
a fucking
Lexus.
limo. It's like you could have got the same goddamn car for $30
That was-
instead of $120,000. You know, like,
He's like, it's not my money.
but I don't know who the driver is. He's
What
like,
do
I
I
don't
care?
care.
It's a Patreon.
We should look back and
DJ
see
gave
like
me
when the
access to this account.
we should look back and see when the date of that show was recorded and see if it was
Right.
February 25th.
It was fairly recent. Fairly recent. What he's gonna, you know what the next thing he's gonna do, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to give me your bank account information for direct deposit so that I can put money right into the
Now, I,
money. Yeah.
I know there's a couple of Woody's coworkers that listen, so you guys just keep your lockers locked.
Just be careful.
Careful
Tie
out there,
everything
guys.
down. He'll take everything if it's not tied down. So please be careful.
I deserve it. I'll take it.
No, it's okay. You deserve to go to jail. You don't deserve.
You deserve to take a field trip to George's work.
Yeah, come see me.
You know what?
Yeah.
I have no problem with it because from the time I lived with Woody and even still to today, I think I've earned that much money from him in dimes.
Dimes. I can't keep dimes in my pocket. They fall
Because
out
no
of my
matter
pocket.
where he goes, dimes. Like he's like
because he's dropping dimes.
You said you said leprechaun. Woody is a dime leprechaun. Everywhere he goes, they just throwing dimes everywhere. He was at my house.
Advice is free.
I'm-
Dimes for
I am
me,
not kidding.
you know?
He was at my house like 2 weeks ago. When he left, I found 3 dimes on the floor.
I
No
know
shit.
For some reason.
No, he took 20. He took $20 and dropped
And put a few back. That's his MO.
He's got-
he takes a big
he's
bulk
got
and then puts a
15
few
Damn it, you
fucking
figured me
quarters.
out.
He's like, I don't need this.
That $220 I put back, it was all in dimes.
That's right.
So the name of this program should just be Woody the Leprechaun.
Or
The Leprechaun Thief.
DJ drops a
I
dime.
I do like it.
Boys, I think we're out. Everybody have a great one.
Yeah.
All right,
Until
man.
next
This was fun
month or
today.
whenever we record.
Yep.
Whenever we can afford to do it again.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, just shout out to the listeners before we get off. We are in need of a Patreon. Woody's got a crippling addiction to something, to stock market gambling. So if you guys want to support the
Yeah,
show,
please.
patreon.com/theshufflepod.
That's right.
Everybody
Yes,
have a great
please.
one. Take care.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.